As we approach Trump's 6-month mark of his second term, hopefully you'll agree that it feels more like the conversation in D.C. and across the country is becoming a little more macro-philosophical and ideological than it is the micro of the stupid crap Donald Trump does every single day, sometimes all day long, even into the night on Truth Social. And I'm going to show you this breaking story in just a few moments in terms of how his own Trumposphere and his own world in D.C. is starting to close in on him by actually moving away from him. And that's what happens in the macro when people get sick and tired of the micro. And part of the philosophical macro people are sick of is Donald Trump constantly being not only just a liar, but someone who flips and flops and flips and flops so fast that it's hard to even keep up with. Take a quick listen to what he says about the Constitution, the truth, and lawyers. This.
I understand things. I comprehend very well, okay? Better than, I think, almost anybody.
Your Secretary of State says everyone who's here, citizens and non-citizens, deserve due process. Do you agree, Mr. President?
I don't know. I'm not a lawyer.
Who knows more about lawsuits than I do? I'm the king. I'm the king.
Don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as president?
I don't know. I have to respond by saying again, I don't know. I have brilliant lawyers that work for me.
And of course, all of the firings taking place that are not Doge related, they're fascism related, like what just happened to this longtime DOJ lawyer, which is part of our breaking story. This.
Welcome back. A Justice Department veteran is speaking out after being abruptly fired this week.
Patty Hartman spent nearly 20 years serving the U.S. Justice Department.
I am not political. I do not serve a president or a party. I serve the American people.
The mission was cut short Monday when Hartman was fired by a letter from Attorney General Pam Bondi.
It's hard to understand why or how it's okay to remove people from their job for doing their job.
You posted that we're driving straight toward an abyss. What do you mean?
The rules don't exist anymore. The laws don't seem to exist anymore.
Hartman is the fourth person fired since early June who helped work the largest prosecution in American history, the prosecution of Trump supporters who stormed the U.S. Capitol and beat police officers January 6th.
She couldn't have said it better. The rules don't apply anymore. And when you are trying to genuinely serve the public and you're in the legal profession, rules kind of matter. Well, in this breaking story, do you realize how fast the floodgates have opened and how many people are running legally from Trump to support him? What happens when your quote-unquote defense, your fences, the people who stand for you legally in the courtroom, don't want to stand with you anymore because they're sick to death of what you are actually doing? And it is amazing. Check this story out. Breaking news: stunning number of DOJ lawyers quit rather than defend Trump agenda. Report. Nearly two-thirds of the U.S. Department of Justice attorneys tasked with defending President Donald Trump's policies in court have walked off the job. Reuters reviewed a list showing that 69 of the roughly 110 attorneys who work for the federal programs branch responsible for defending Trump administration policies in court have voluntarily left Trump's election in November or have announced plans to leave. In quotes, many of these people came to work at federal programs to defend aspects of our constitutional system, said one lawyer who left the unit since Trump's election. How could they participate in the project of tearing it down? The news organization confirmed the departure of all but 4 of those departures using court records and LinkedIn accounts, and reporters spoke to 4 former attorneys and 3 other sources familiar with the departments who said staffers had become demoralized and exhausted by the onslaught of legal challenges to administration policies. In quotes, we've never had an administration pushing the legal envelope so quickly, so aggressively, and across such a broad range of government policies and programs, said Peter Kiesler, who led the Justice Department's Civil Division under George W. Bush. The demands are intensifying at the same time that the ranks of lawyers there to defend these cases are dramatically thinning. Some of the career lawyers feared they would be presumed to misrepresent facts or legal issues in court, according to 3 of the sources. 4 former DOJ lawyers told Reuters that colleagues in the federal programs branch left over policy differences with the president even after serving in the first Trump administration, and they had viewed their role as defending the government no matter which party was in power. The 4 lawyers who left said they feared that some Trump administration policies, such as clawing back congressionally approved funding by Elon Musk's Doge service, violated the U.S. Constitution. The attorneys also said that the government lawyers frequently walked into court with little information from the White House about the actions they were defending, and Attorney General Pam Bondi threatened disciplinary action in February against government lawyers who did not vigorously defend the Trump agenda. In quotes, the department has defeated many of these lawsuits all the way up to the Supreme Court and will continue to defend the president's agenda to keep America safe, a DOJ spokesperson told Reuters. Reuters was unable to compare the number of departures with previous administrations, but sources told the organization that the number of staffers leaving was highly unusual and far greater than during Trump's first term and Joe Biden's administration. 2/3? Now everybody just stop for a second. Imagine we're discussing if you're a sports fan, a baseball team, a hockey team, a football team, a basketball team, 2/3 of your team walks out of the locker room. 2/3 of your team in the course of spring training to ball game time or during OTAs in football leave the university, give up their scholarship and say, no, we're not playing with that guy anymore. Imagine that. Imagine if 2/3 of your household, 2/3 of your company, 2/3 of your workforce said, oh, hell no, we not playing with you no mo. That is what is actually going on inside the United States of America, the Department of Justice, the White House, and Trump's administration. That is what has happened to all of the people who have to try to defend his absurd policies and pushing the envelope of the Constitution, the rule of law, and democracy. Holy smokes. You guys stay frosty.